Hey guys, Supersonic Racer here. I thought I'd post an actual video on this channel for once that isn't like an AMV. I really like watching videos like this, so I thought I'd try making one for myself. I've been taking on challenges like these for a while now, where I play as many games as I can in 1 year. Note that this is within reason, meaning not pulling any all-nighters, going to work, and making time for family and friends. I also replay some games, so not all of these are brand new to me. I've been doing this since 2024. In 2024, I played 20 games. In 2025, I beat 23 games. And this year, even though we're only halfway through, I've played 11. So I'm not sure if I'm going to reach that goal of 23, but still, this is as many as I can. So that's the thing. But yeah, I also do replay some games because if I haven't played them for like 3 years, I feel like that's basically a new game. You know, because I'll forget a lot of it. So not all of them are brand new. I really just love gushing about games and I wanted to let that energy out somewhere. I honestly feel like I really struggle to put my thoughts into something coherent like this, so that's what this video is about. These are all the games I've played in 2026 so far. These aren't going to be long, in-depth reviews, just quick thoughts, maybe a quick rating here and there. Also, for any game that I talk about spoilers, I will put a warning, so then you can just skip ahead or click off or whatever you want to do. Anyways, I will mention that some of these will have spoilers in them, so. The first game I'd like to talk about is Metaphor Refantazio. This game was a Jasmine game all the way through. Like, it felt like it was created in a lab specifically for me, is what I mean by a Jasmine game. I love the Persona series, and I love medieval settings. Fire Emblem is another one of my favorite franchises. This game basically felt like if Persona and Fire Emblem had a baby, and I loved it. I really loved the story that this game told and the characters we followed throughout. It had a powerful message about speaking up against injustice, standing up for what you believe in, and against discrimination. I found it very fitting that I finished the game on Martin Luther King Day. This was a new favorite of mine. It has become an obsession. I've added it to my special interest pile. And Leon Stroll is one of my husbands now, so love that. Metaphor is another one of those games that I just think everyone should play because I loved it all the way through. Yeah, there was like one cringe scene that I don't want to talk about, but other than that, I felt like every part of the game had a point, and it didn't just like, I didn't feel like it dragged on and like had as much filler as some of the games can be. Like, so sometimes I hate like when Persona does that. Like, it'll be like, here's some fan service. Like, I don't want that. But Metaphor Refantazio has no fan service. Yay! You can't romance in this game. I actually didn't mind it because then I actually did the social links because I didn't have to worry about, oh, but I don't want to actually romance this girl, so I can't continue the social link. So I actually felt like I learned more about each character, and I felt like the girls were better written because of it. So, like, I feel like sometimes the Persona girls can just be written as like, here's someone to date, but this one they actually had to like write a character. There was like some parts that were like kind of romantic in some of their social links, which again, I don't mind. It was just like, yeah, there's not like, it's not devoid of all romance, but it's not like super romantic either, so keep that in mind if you play it. But yeah, please play this one. There's a couple games on this list. I'm gonna add a segment at the end here that I'm gonna put like my rating, and I'm gonna be like, these are the ones you must play. And I think I'm gonna rank each game in order of like how my personal enjoyment, I guess. Almost forgot to mention the music in this game. Beautiful. Amazing soundtrack. I actually bought the soundtrack CD because I loved it so much. The town musics are so like relaxing. The battle music's epic. And I really loved the battles. They were really fun. So if you love Persona, and like fantasy settings, you'll love this game. I recommend. This next game I played was a replay. Samba de Amigo Party Central. Me and my sister played this for a few hours. It was a ton of fun. The song list is honestly so fun and I couldn't stop smiling. There really is just something fun about it. I guess I should mention Party Central. The controls are actually really good. Like, the Joy-Cons are really responsive and they actually like count your movements most of the time. Like, there are certain parts that when me and my sister played it wouldn't count. Like, I don't know if we were just doing it wrong, but like actually the readings, the IR or whatever that is, like it's actually really responsive. But yeah, it's basically like the Wii version where you hold the Joy-Cons as the maracas and shake, and it's really, really good. The next game I played was one that actually shocked me. This is the first of a few. There's at least two off the top of my head I can think of that really surprised me. This first one is No More Heroes. I played the Switch version. I went into this game uncertain. I mostly picked it up because of the art style. I didn't know if I'd actually like the gameplay, because I usually don't go for hack and slashes. The first night I actually didn't really enjoy it. I was fighting a headache. I thought it was because of the game like overstimulating me or something, but I revisited a couple days later and was able to play for longer because I wasn't fighting a headache, but I was still on the fence. I don't like hack and slashes, do I? I would think to myself. But after I got to the 8th fighter, I was hooked. I struggled to beat her, hardly knowing how the combat worked in the game until this point, but then something just clicked. I'd found out how to do the close-up attacks and I was finally able to take her down. I was so proud of myself. That feeling of beating the boss after struggling had me hooked. It was so exciting. I had to find out what happened next, what new fighter I'd see, what new side jobs there were. I actually really enjoyed the game. The gameplay was a perfect balance of combat and side job minigame in my opinion, and even though I thought Travis was weird at first, I grew to like him. Yeah, no, at first I was like, who's this guy? Like, this is the guy we're supposed to be siding with? I kind of went in taking the game too seriously and being like, this is our protect? Ugh, he's fucking gross. But then after playing, I was like, actually, he's really funny. The humor's great. I was so surprised. I thought for sure this was gonna be a play for about 3 hours and find out it's not for me game. So that's usually the length I give games like this, like short games is like 3 hours. And if I don't click with it, then I just put it in the pile to trade in. But this one actually opened my eyes to a new genre I'd been hesitant to try. This game was fun all the way through and I actually found the gameplay relaxing. The simple, somewhat repetitive combat would get me in a flow state. I also found the length perfect. It took me about 15 hours. Part of that was me grinding assassin missions to get the ultimate weapon, which I guess could get a little boring, but I was having fun with it. I usually play long JRPGs that take a while to start and end, so this was refreshing. No More Heroes has become a new obsession of mine. I purchased both sequels and the spin-off. I hope to give them all a try in the future. A 10 out of 10 game in my opinion. See, for me, a 10 out of 10 game doesn't even mean it's perfect. It's just like 10 out of 10 on my personal enjoyment scale. And I really, really loved it. I got the Wii versions for 1 and 2 also. And as of recording this video, I played No More Heroes 2 and I am in the middle of playing Travis Strikes Again. Honestly, all these games are going to be ranked pretty high because I loved all of them. I didn't play a single bad game yet this year. We're almost at the end of July at the time of recording this, so far so good. But yeah, they're all going to be ranked pretty high, so if you're expecting like me to trash on a game, this is not the video because I'm just gonna glaze the heck out of all of these. Also, I'm honestly not that picky. Like, I'll play mostly anything except like shooting games. I'll basically play anything and find at least a little enjoyment in it. So, yeah, my standards aren't that high. Like, I'm a Sonic fan, okay? My standards are not high. After No More Heroes, I started Let's Go Eevee with my sister. For the first couple hours, I was honestly kind of bored. I was doubting if I wanted to continue it or not. Because we were like in that early stages where everything was like super easy and I was like, this is boring! But the next session I enjoyed myself. I guess I was just tired that first time. That's one thing that I've been working on with writing these notes. Is like trying to analyze my mood too, because sometimes I think I say that, oh, I didn't enjoy this thing, and in that moment I really feel like I wasn't. But you know, sometimes it's just my mood. Sometimes I'm just drained from work, or I have a headache, or something. There's something off that's making me not enjoy myself, and I'm not always able to pinpoint what it is. So I'm trying to learn how to get good at that. Because I don't want stuff like that to affect the actual game. That's what I was saying in this next line on my script. That's one thing I've been learning this year, is that sometimes my fatigue will affect if I'm enjoying the game. I don't even realize I'm fatigued a lot of the time, so that's why I keep starting games like that. It's true, like, I'm not gonna purposefully start a game fatigued just to be like, oh, this sucks. I just don't realize it sometimes. Anyways, after that first session, I enjoyed this all the way through. Made my inner child really happy. I also enjoyed the quality time with my sister as we played together, chatting and laughing. Pokemon's always been a franchise we play together. We'll each have our own version of the game and play through the story together. Like, we'll make it like a co-op game, basically, where we go through the same town together and fight the gym to get, you know, on our separate consoles, but we'll pretend like we're in the same world together. My only complaint is the catch system. It'd get wonky sometimes and throw the ball to the left when I swung right, for example. Overall, I really enjoyed my time with this game. There was also a sense of nostalgia to this one, because it was one of our first Switch games. Besides, like, Sonic. And one thing I do on these is when I'm playing multiplayer with my sister, I'll also have my single player going at the same time. So, this next one, in between Let's Go Eevee sessions, I was playing Yakuza. Yakuza Kiwami, to be exact. Yakuza's a franchise I'd always wanted to try, since a lot of people who love Persona also seem to love Yakuza. It was a lot more dramatic than I expected. I kept calling it my soap opera when I would play. Which honestly, I lived for it though, like, I love soap operas. I slowly fell in love with Kiryu's character after seeing all his good qualities, including how gentle he is with Haruka. I also liked Haruka a lot more than I thought I would. I know this is probably a skill issue, but I'd forget names and families a lot. Yeah, like they were talking about their clans and stuff, and I'd be like, who? What? Heavy on the families. I did appreciate the notebook feature they included, where you could look at the characters' names. That really helped me. Also, I got lost in the city a lot when I first started, but I slowly learned what the heck I was doing. I thought it was really cool when we were in the car and shooting at the other cars and motorcycles. I thought I'd get more turned off by the fact that there was no English dub, but I actually didn't mind it. The voices were great and I didn't mind that I had to read. The battles were pretty fun too, even though I feel there's a deeper level to the combat I probably failed to understand. Because yeah, no, I think there's probably supposed to be combos and stuff you can do, but and like you're supposed to switch things mid and stuff, but all I really knew was like spam this button until you knock the guy down and then throw them. Like, that's all I could really get. I'm not sure I'm gonna go play every Yakuza game, but I'll probably play at least like a dragon, since I am curious to learn Ichiban's character and I already bought it a while ago. So yeah, no, there's a lot of Yakuza games. I don't know if I'm that invested. Like, I liked it, but, and it's like probably, you know, it's like a minor interest. It's not like one of my big ones. Overall, it was a perfect game. No complaints about anything. It's just not something I felt obsessed with enough to play them all. I'm glad I finally got to try a Yakuza game. So yeah, Yakuza had been on one of my, like, gaming bucket list things for a while. Like, as, you know, I put franchises and stuff that I want to play on you know, it's in my mind. I don't have, like, an actual list, but... Like, oh, I want to play a Final Fantasy game. I still haven't played a Final Fantasy game yet. You know, things like that. Another game I played with my sister was Overcooked. We played through Overcooked 1 and 2 years ago, but it was so long ago it almost felt like a new game. It was a lot of fun, and I had fun coming up with strategies to help us win. I don't have much to say other than it was just a really good time. No, but actually, I redact that note because I do have more to say. It was a really good thing to, like, enter a flow state. Again, that flow state's important. But yeah, like, when we would enter a flow and we were working together so seamlessly, it was so satisfying. And of course, I loved the quality time with my sister too, so I enjoyed that part. We went and played Overcooked 1 and 2, and the first time around we didn't play any of the DLCs, but this time we did. I really love the DLCs. They're short and sweet. They're fun. They introduce new things to keep it fresh. I really love the Overcooked team. They did an amazing job on this game. This is a 10 out of 10 game. Like, I would recommend to anybody who loves multiplayer co-op. Or if you want to get serious and start yelling at each other Gordon Ramsay style, that might also be kind of fun. I don't know. That's not what we do, but we have a good time. Next game I'd like to talk about is Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. It was the game I was most excited for this year. We bought it day one and we played it non-stop. When I say we, I mean me and my sister. We played it non-stop. Though I love the game, it heavily relies on the customization aspect and player input. It's a lot of creating your own fun either through decorating, drawing, or the lingo, which I know is a turn-off for some players. The customization's great, though I miss a lot of features from the 3DS version, like Quirky Questions, Judgment Bay, and the Concert Hall. I spent a lot of time on those on the 3DS version. So my prediction is that they'll probably add some of it back in an update like they did for New Horizons, and I hope they do. Just because I do love this game, but I feel like there's a couple things holding it back from being perfect. And that's one of them. I just feel like we need a little more to do other than just decorate the island and draw items and the lingo. Also, kind of annoying that the babies just grow up. Like, I would have liked to see the babies as babies. I'm kind of sad that they just like immediately grow up into an adult or teenager or whatever. I love the Mii creator. Me and my sister had a blast making tons of different Miis. We filled almost all the slots, so I wish they added more slots. That's another complaint. Overall, we have like 200 some hours in this game, so it's fun. But it's not my top game of the year just because it can't compete with story games and my personal enjoyment factor. But that's not on the game, that's on me. But if you're a creative person, you love to draw and all that, I think this would be a game for you, so. I also started a replay of Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. Literally hadn't played this one in like 9 years. So, again, basically a new game for me, though there's also a ton of nostalgia tied to it, because I played it a lot. Made me think of how, when, and why I got into Fire Emblem in the first place. As I mentioned, Fire Emblem is one of my favorite franchises. I have like a top 3, and it's Sonic, Persona, Fire Emblem. I enjoyed this one a lot more than Blazing Blade, partially because it was a little easier. Yeah, I played Blazing Blade last year, so that's why I mentioned it in here. I've been trying to play through all the Fire Emblems, so I'm gonna compare them to each other. I played Awakening the year before. I also really liked the characters Erica and Ephraim. I found the gameplay really relaxing and the music was awesome. Of course, the art has that nostalgic charm I adore. Yeah, I really love the pixel art of the GBA games. There's just something about them, they're so charming. Only thing is the last 2 levels pulled some nonsense that stressed me out. There's always something. Like, I almost felt over-leveled the whole game, but then in the last 2 levels against the big boss, my attacks were hardly doing anything. Pretty sure I grinded it out with, like, I don't even remember which unit now, but someone who was doing, like, 5 damage or something, and I just had, or 10 damage, something like that, and I just had to, like, attack, then take a step back, heal, then go back and attack them, take a step back, heal, go and attack them again, and I did that for, like, 5 to 10 turns. That stuff gets annoying sometimes. Overall, I'm happy to be making my way through the older Fire Emblem games that I never beat. I played the GBA ones, and then I also played the 3DS ones, but everything, oh, and 3 Houses, of course, but everything in between those I did not play, so, like, next one is the GameCube one. I can't remember what title it is right now, so I'll put it up on the screen, but, that'll be my next Fire Emblem to try because I have not beat it. And I want to play every Fire Emblem, I just think it'd be fun. My next game was Nights into Dreams. Man, it's fun. I love the Wii game and I had never played the original, so I'm glad to have finally played the original. I really love the simplicity of it. The environments are stunning and the music's beautiful. I love the fluid movement of controlling Knights as you fly and make loops. I miss Knights so much. I wish they'd make another game. This one was a joy all the way through and didn't overstay its welcome. Honestly, it could have been longer, but it was also nice to knock a game out in 2 sittings. But yeah, like, I feel like this one might have even controlled better than the Wii one, not gonna lie. I was playing the Steam port of the old one, by the way. I don't have, like, a Dreamcast. Next, I played No More Heroes 2. Honestly thought I'd wait on this one because I did play the first one only a few months ago, but I was just so excited to pick this one up that I couldn't resist. I liked it, but not quite as much as the first one. I really love the minigames, but not as much as I like the side jobs from No More Heroes 1. One thing I love about this one is the minigames you get to play with Jean. Although I also really miss that I can't drive around the town because I really love driving the bike. It bugged me that it, like, changed it from driving around the town to a menu. That's what I was saying here. There's just some things from the first one that are missing in this one, or that they changed, and that bugs me a little. Because, like, I just loved the first one so much. And, like, the town was part of it, even though it was, like, I know people complain about it sometimes, but I actually like driving through the town, crashing into trees and stuff. But I enjoyed the second half more than the first half. I wish we got more of Henry, though, because, like, on the box, it's like, play as Henry, and then you play as him for one little boss fight, and that's it. Like, the Shinobu levels weren't my favorite, and I'm kind of like, you should have just swapped the Shinobu levels for Henry, and I would have been happy, because, that Destroy Man boss fight was so annoying. Like, there's just some things. I also didn't like that they didn't, like, have as much focus on each fighter, because I liked how in the first one, you really got to know each fighter and who they are as a person and stuff. And in this one, since half the thing is just miscellaneous, like, people, like, it said, like, 50 fighters or something, but then, like, 20 of them were just the cheerleaders. And I just felt like these characters lacked... like, there's a couple that stand out, like Margaret Moonlight and stuff, and Kimmy, but some of them, are so forgettable. Like the football guy, I can't even remember his name. He was You know, I only really remember him because of the giant mech. Other than that, like, his character wasn't very memorable. Overall, I did have a good time with it. It sounds like I'm hating. I'm not. There's just some nitpicks. I did like the more serious tone of this game and furthering Travis's story. That I loved. I really loved the development we saw on Travis throughout the game. Even though I feel slow because I was confused by the ending at first, I had to like, even though I played the game, I had to look up what happened, and I feel slow when I have to do that, but it's like, sometimes that just happens to me. And this is the last game I finished at the time of recording this, and it was Omori. I was reluctant to play this one since I heard how sad it was, and it's a psychological horror, and I usually stay away from anything horror. But this one caught my eye because of the art style. One thing this game does really well is the horror. It's subtle, and it puts these long periods of upbeat, happy RPG adventures and battles in between. This was like during the early days when we were in like Sprout Forest and stuff. Now I'm like, actually the RPG battles were scary and stuff, like the whale part. The whale scared the crap out of me. When it does cut to the scary parts, it catches you off guard and it's effective. Not just jump scares, it's the build-up with scary music, empty environments, flashes of scary imagery, things like that. The emotions mechanic is really interesting too. I felt the sad parts did a great job at hitting that feeling home. The soundtrack is also really amazing. I listen to all these battle themes at work all the time. I genuinely struggle to find any flaws in this game. The way it used the photo album to tell a story was amazing. When I said I struggled to find any flaws in this game, that was before I got to the whale. That's my one flaw with this game. The whale part dragged out a bit. I know everyone says that, but it's true. I didn't really like the 3 separate long puzzles for Humphrey. I felt like they could have maybe made that a little shorter. Omori has a powerful story about grief and depression. We could feel how Sunny felt. And there was so many little details, like how when I reached the last point of the game, the title screen changed to reflect that I was in the final scary act. This was like right before I fought Omori, and it was that red title screen. It was scary. And then how the screen changed again when I beat the game to a blue sky. Cause yeah, I got the good ending, so I got the like blue sky with Sunny on the front title screen on my Switch now. There were so many emotional moments. This is part of why I love gaming. The feelings it can evoke and that they can teach me things through them. This one gave me a similar feeling to when I beat one of the Persona games for the first time. That lingering feeling that you get when a game really sticks with you. This game is a powerful work of art and storytelling, and I'm glad I got to finally experience it. Omori is one of those games I'm going to recommend to everyone to play. It is so amazing. I think everyone should play it at least once, because it is really a good game. I was blown away. I thought it was gonna be one, it was gonna be too scary. I was gonna play it, and then I was gonna be like, I need to put this down. No, I played it all the way through. I loved every bit of it. I loved the characters, the music, the environments. It's perfect. And it's been added to my obsessions now. So, if you can, please play Omori. It is so good. Here's the part of the video I almost forgot to record.
Bruh.
My games ranked from most to least enjoyed. First up, I put Metaphor Refantazio. That's just the one I love the most. I don't know what to tell y'all. Because I love my Atlas games, I love my medieval settings, I love my turn-based RPGs. This had everything I love in the game. Plus the music and the environments and the characters were amazing. I loved everything about it, honestly. Like I said, minus that one cringe scene, like, I can't find a flaw with this game. I loved it. And, basically every game I played was like a 10 out of 10, but these are just... if I had to, like, put them in my favorites, Metaphor's up there. And then, number 2 is No More Heroes because I've been obsessed with this freaking series now. I played the first one, I played the second one, I'm almost finished with Strikes Again, and then I'll play 3. I don't know if I'll play 3 this year, but probably. I've just been on a kick. But yeah, I just love Travis Touchdown as a character. I loved the assassins in the game. I just feel like it was really well done. And it's a really unique game. Like, it's not like anything else I've played before. And it stuck with me, and I've been obsessed. So, number 2. And then number 3 is Omori. Like I said, I was blown away by this one also. I just enjoyed No More Heroes more than I did Omori, which sounds like stupid, but it's true. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. But Omori's really good too, don't get me wrong. Like, these are barely above each other. Like, these are probably by like 0.1 point or something like that. Number 4 was Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, because I just had a lot of nostalgia for this game. I really liked the story, the characters. You know, I just love some good old Fire Emblem. And I really love the Game Boy Advance games, even though they're kind of hard. I'm just really nostalgic for them because I played them over and over again as a kid. And I was happy to finally beat it. Then number 5 was No More Heroes 2. And it was just more of what I liked about No More Heroes 1, but of course there were some things that they changed that I didn't, you know, particularly care for. So that's the only reason it got knocked down. The number 6 was Overcooked, because I was really enjoying myself playing with my sister, so it gets like bonus points for... Like, any game that has co-op multiplayer gets bonus points, honestly, in my book. Like, that just makes the game more fun. And it was a good wind down after work. Then I put Nights into Dreams, because I really love Nights. But the game wasn't that long, so it didn't make as big of an impact on me as the other ones above it, so that's why it's number 7. And then number 8, I put Let's Go Eevee. Because again, it just didn't make as big of an impact as all these other games, so... and I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as Overcooked, so I put it down here. Next on the ranking, I put Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. I just put it there because, like I said, wasn't my top game just because I love my story games so much. But it's also, you know, it's sort of middle ground for me. Like, it's not my least enjoyed, but it's not my most enjoyed either. So this is where I put it in the ranking. I feel like that seems fair. Yakuza Kiwami was also really good, but I just didn't like it as much as I did all the rest of them. And then I put Samba de Amigo Party Central. I love Samba de Amigo, and Party Central is a fun game, and I like going back to it. And that's my ranking of all the games I played this year. I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it was kind of rambly. I know I had fun making it because I got to yap about my games that I like. Some of them being like, you know, special interests of mine now. I just think it's important to record some of this because sometimes I forget, low-key. Like, if I don't write down. You know, I want to keep that feeling of how much a game meant to me somewhere. So then I could go back and rewatch it and I could be reminded, oh yeah, this game literally changed my life. Like, I know I'll remember a game changed my life, but sometimes I won't remember why if I haven't played for a while. So it's kind of cool to get this down, like, you know, kind of shortly after beating the game. So then I actually have details about, this is what changed my life. If you'd like to let me know what games you play in the comments, or if you have any thoughts about any of these games, let me know. I would love to see other people's opinions and thoughts. Thanks for watching! Bye!